At times I find myself behind the bars of a mental prison. These ties seem to bind my mind, creating a division between the fine line of salvation and indecision. My scars run deep, and memories of my wrongs still feel like fresh incisions. Conviction. See, I've struggled to really comprehend the depiction of Christ's death on the cross as a true form of benediction. Not because the world around me screams that it was a lie and that God's nothing more than fiction, but because of my flesh that I fed with more sin than Hell's Kitchen. Somewhere at some point I lost sight of the vision, took matters into my own hands, and sought to accomplish my own mission. God's plan for me was perfect, but I created my own rendition, not knowing that the ladder of my actions would lead to nothing but dereliction. The world will tell us that the ways of God is a life of restriction. The media uses propaganda to show us exactly what we're missing, and by default we chase after what we think we'll find bliss in, only to find that we've missed out because we didn't take time to listen. We sing, "My God is alive and He's roaring like a lion." We praise our King of Kings who sits high on His throne in Zion. We are a people after the things of God's own heart, and there's no denying, but along comes a chance to gamble it all away, and we buy in. And again we say, at times I find myself behind the bars of a mental prison. These ties seem to bind my mind, creating a division between the fine line of salvation and indecision. Wait, why am I here again? What is this repetition? Confused, we cry out to God for clarity. Lord, why are you allowing me to live in disparity? Didn't you hear me when I accepted the gift of eternal life with sincerity? And in this moment of panic, we realize the severity of what happens when we wander off God's path and onto the road of Satan's parody. Immediately, we feel this affect of regression, ashamed of our mistakes, followed by childlike aggression. So much until we're consumed by the spirit of depression, completely distracted from ever receiving the answers to our questions. Brothers and sisters, I am filled with great joy to be able to say that I received the answer to my question one glorious day. See, I was being tormented by anguish, and I was completely filled with dismay. And as I painfully cried out, I heard a still small voice say, "You are forgiven." And I was crushed because I believed I was broken beyond fiction. But before I could ask how, I heard, "Haven't I risen? Did I not fulfill every promise I made as it is written? Did I not instruct that if you'd only ask unto you, it would be given? Is it not your heart that you accepted me into that I currently live in?" And it was then that I understood God's precision. And whenever I'm posed with the question of whether or not I'm forgiven, I ask myself, hasn't He risen?